Howdy y'all, welcome back to another episode of My World. We're over here by our new Sugarcane Farm. I know we've been doing a lot of work with Central Craft, so I figured time to take a little break away from that. I don't know if people are getting bored with it, or hopefully you're getting some information out of it, because there's not a lot of information on this mod, so I'm kind of just feeling my way through it. I will ask for help with this little sucker. This is called an Ember Forge. This is supposed to make an elemental sword. You're supposed to drop some elemental foci on there, and then some embers, and it's supposed to do something. You have to wait till night. I've tried dropping it with a crafty crate and all kinds of stuff, and I can't get that damn thing to work. So if you know how that thing works, please let me know. Please let me know. Because I can't get it to work for shit. But over here, I decided to go ahead and make a sugarcane farm. This is a little bit better EMC than a tree farm. At least as small as one we had. I mean, if I'd have made it bigger, maybe it would have been better. But we were losing a lot of EMC on the tree farm just from the saplings not being collected, because a sapling is worth 32 EMC. So we were losing a lot. Sugarcane is also 32 MC for every sugarcane that comes out of here. And they come out pretty quick. But it uses the same principle. The bore lenses shoot across into this one, and then that one goes into that one, which shoots across over to that one, and etc. It goes back and forth until it hits the end of the chain, which then comes up to this one, shoots over to that one, which comes back over into our mana pool. I am running the latest version of Botania, which means passive flowers die after 3 Minecraft days. I did have this powered by hydrangeas that I had. 3 Minecraft days, which I think is, what, 10 minutes day, 10 minutes night. So, you know, after 3 Minecraft days, they turn into the dead bush and die. So get your mana out of those things as quickly as possible. The good news is they don't take runes or anything real expensive to make, so that's nice. But they're not long lasting. My only guess is that she did that to promote the use of the higher end flowers, the ones that use fuel. I think a lot of people, and I see it a lot on the modded series, people just build huge towers of the hydrangeas and just leave it there, because that meets their mana needs. They don't really. There's very few people that use a lot of Botania. I don't know why. So I wanted to figure out how to fuel this thing, and I really didn't want to make another series of power generation just for this when we have so much over there. So I went with a mana cart, and it comes over here. This is a mana pump. The blue end pulls out, the pink end pumps in. So this is in, this is out. Now you have a couple ways to do this, and I have both of these on this track. What this does right here is there's a comparator on this pool, and over here we have this torch lit, or that lights up this redstone, which will light up this powered rail, and when that's lit up, it will fire off. So when this has 0 mana in it, it'll turn this comparator off, which will allow this torch to come on. It's basically an inverter. So once there's no more mana in here, it sends this off. And the reason that I put it on the pool and not on the pump is this pump will continue pumping as long as there's mana in here, even if this thing is full, which you're losing that mana. So on this end, I have it on the pool. So that way, like I said, when this is fully empty, it'll send this cart off over to our refill station, which if we run all the way down here, got our long little tunnel. This is kind of directly below our mana production stuff up there. So this spark keeps this pool filled. So the cart will come over here and it'll park itself in this comparator is set on this pump, and the pump tells this comparator how much mana is in the cart. You can't put it on the cart, you have to put it on the pump. So when this cart is full, this comparator will send a signal all the way back over here to this powered rail, which will send it back to the sugarcane farm. And it'll stay there until the sugarcane farm is completely empty again. That way we have no loss of mana, but we do have a short period of time where we might lose some production on the pool, but probably, you stupid pig, you better not. You better not. You're sitting it over there. So that takes care of our sugarcane farm. And it's this is really easy to do. I didn't use any of the teleporting carts or spectral carts or whatever they're called, but this is a nice little way to get mana around to different farms if you need to. If you got a nice central mana production facility, you can just move it around everything else. But let's sleep real quick, and then we're going to take a look at one of the other challenges. That if you have not looked at the challenges and you like Botania, take a look at those. They're in your book. I don't have my book on me. They're one of the little buttons on the upper left-hand side. It looks like a goblet, I think. But one of them is to build a orchid, an automatic orchid farm, which is what we have right now. Now, I want to finish this by the end of the video, but I mean, it's done. I mean, this part is done, but it's I need a way to get smooth stone into our hopper right here, and that's what I'm working on down here, which is not finished. But what will happen is the stone will come out of here, and when this timer clicks, it's going to send a signal. This is set to on right now, so nothing can come out of this hopper. So if I were to get some stone, let's grab some stone out of here real quick. Stone. If I were to grab some stone, throw it in there, since it's got a redstone signal from this torch, it's not outputting anything. So when this timer flicks, it's going to come all the way over here, set this thing off, and it's going to drop one on the Runicarpus. And the Runicarpus is got a compressed cobblestone there, and a compressed cobblestone directly beneath the block that the Runicarpus is planted on. That is telling this to plant, or anything that's dropped on it, to place it on the same block that it's planted on. So it'll place it right here. Now, the piston will fire, which will push this forward. The orchid here will change that stone into an ore type. You're going to get a lot of coal. A lot of coal. And as soon as the piston fires, it's going to come over here and hit this redstone mana spreader. And it's got an influence lens on there. Now what that means is it's going to turn that block weighted, kind of like sand or gravel, and it's going to drop. Down below here is a torch, and that torch will make that block so it's you can pick it up. And this advanced item collector. Now I was using a hopper hawk here, but it kept picking up stuff that I was dropping in my mana pools up here. So I've changed it over to an advanced item collector. Plus it made the whole thing a little bit easier, a little bit smaller. I had a chest which went into a hopper which went into this chest, which sends all this over to our processing area. So if you fire it on, you'll see that the first thing it's going to do, it takes a little bit while because it's 3 wide there. Now it's going to place it, and the I've got some sound mufflers because the orchid is actually really loud if you don't have one. So you can kind of see it work once it gets over into its place. It's going to drop. Now that thing picked it up. And the reason, I did have a bore lens there at first, but with things with like coal and redstone and diamonds, you were kind of losing a little bit because you were getting it like you were hitting it with a normal pick instead of being able to double ores or anything with that sort of thing. So you can see it drops down into the hole, and it gets picked up and it goes into the processing center. Now what I've got to do, I don't want to use EMC to feed this. I don't want to put like an item collector or anything on there, or not an item collector, but a you know what I mean. I don't want to use EMC, so what we're going to do down below is eventually hook up a smooth stone generator, which will push the smooth stone over here. And again, we have another redstone mana spreader with another influence, and it will drop down on top of that pressure plate, which will do the same thing as the torch does. It'll make it so it can be picked up. And beneath it is a hopper. So it's going to smooth stone is going to be pushed over here, hit by the influence lens. It'll drop. It'll go into that hopper, which feeds into this red string container. If you've never messed with the red string containers, they're kind of like Botania's piping. So you can see that it's aimed upwards. You can actually see it, and it's going up there into that hopper. So by the end of this video, what we will have is smooth stone pushed over, drop down into the hopper and up, and it will automatically feed that thing. And just remember, on your timer on this setup, it really has to be 5 seconds. You cannot go 4 seconds with this, because the Orchid will not keep up, and you'll wind up getting smooth stone over here, which you don't really want. It's weird how that 1 second difference will do that, but it needs to be at 5 seconds to do this. And one last thing we'll look at before I go and get some stuff together to finish off this project is we'll go over here, and we have this mana pool, and you'll see 2 levers and then the signal terminals. And what we have here is our alchemy type table stuff. You can see it comes in and comes out. And if we look down below, do I have my magnet on here? If we look down below, you can see if I click this one, we get the Alchemy Catalyst. That's the one that allows us to do the what's that stuff called? I needed it for this. Prismarine and changing rotten flesh into leather, that sort of stuff. And then if we click this lever, it puts up the Conjuration Catalyst. That's the one that allows us to do doubling of like glowstone, redstone, that sort of thing. So that's our 2 tables. And if we drop down, you can just see it's just a couple of piston extenders. These 2 push out, and then as soon as it comes out there, this one will be lit. You can see that it goes from here, it goes over, and you got to have a 2-tick delay to go to these 2, because you want, when it's turned off, you want this to come down first and then this to come back. If you don't put a 2-tick delay on here, this will be stuck in the up position, and these will pull back, and it might pull the piston back, it might not. It's just remember, you got to do that 2 piston thing there. I can always do a tutorial on that if you don't get it, but that's just vanilla Minecraft stuff. I'm just using the different wire. But okay, I'm gonna go get some stuff together, and when we come back, we're gonna build the smooth stone generator and finish this thing off, get it all so it's automatically running. Now, I'm not gonna do it this time around, but eventually I would like to, it's already done, I guess. Eventually I would like to get this timer being the only timer that runs this whole thing. Even the smooth stone generator below. I think I know how to do it, but I gotta play around with it a little bit. I don't know if we'll do that this episode or not. So let me go get some stuff together, and we'll be back, and we'll build that second part to this. Okay, I hope this will work. I think we got everything together. Just need some redstone, and we need a timer. Now again, we're using red logic timers, but if you were going to do this and you did not have, say, blue power, project red, red logic, if you didn't have one that gave you that sort of stuff, you could use a hopper clock or a hopper timer real easily to do the same thing. Of course, it's going to be a lot bigger, so take that into account. You're going to need more space. So what we want to do, let's see, let's put another piece of glass. Well, let's put water in here first. This is shit. I probably want to put, damn. Let's put something there so we don't wash all our stuff away. Let's put that back. Okay, now what will happen is once this piston pushes that forward, we'll have a lava right here. So we want to put some more glass, say there and right there. Can I get out of here? Okay. So we're going to have lava come over here, and do I want to put something in front? Just in case, let's put, we'll just block that whole thing off. So what'll happen is the lava will come down, it's running, the water will be running, so it is going to create smooth stone. Then we're going to have our redstone come over here and over here. Now eventually, I think I know how to do it. We're going to run our redstone down here, and it'll tie into this, and it'll all click off together. But for right now, we're going to slap a timer on this bad boy. Nope, nope, nope. Shit. Okay. Whew. I didn't have any lava in there yet. That scared me. I saw water running. I thought we were done for again. Need a lever. So let's turn this off. Okay, so we're going to set this to the same time interval as the one upstairs. So it should just keep that one up there supplied. I've got like 5 extra in there already. So let's, hopefully I can do this. Let's pour the lava in there. And it should turn that into smooth stone. Great. Alright, so that worked. Alright, so now if we run this timer, it should come over here and push this forward. 2 ticks later, it should fire this one, which will drop down there, be picked up, and then sent up into our hopper. So let's find out if that works. So we're going to turn it on, give it 5 seconds, and fire off. Oh shit. You know what I forgot? Mana. Can't shoot what it don't have. Okay, let's break that. Did it pick it up? Well, it did pick it up. And it's not in there, so we know that went up top. There should be, I think 5. I think I had 4 in here. Or 10, okay. Okay, so I guess I had more than I thought. So I've got to drop a spark on here to get us some mana. Okay, so we should be good on mana now. Everything else should be working. Okay, so we fire this off. Now 5 seconds later, it should push this thing out, drop, and there we go. Beautiful, right? Drop into the hopper, and it is now flowing up to the hopper up above. So it should now keep up if we turn this one on. It should keep it automatically filled, and we don't have to worry about it, and it doesn't even use EMC to do it. Place, boom. Okay, goes forward. And since it's on the same timer, it should not overflow. It should just keep it filled. And eventually, like I said, this timer will run the whole thing. So we shouldn't have 2 timers messing with our tick rate or anything. Beautiful, beautiful. And it even worked. Alright. Make sure you let me know what you think about this build. And no essential craft this time. Well, barely any. If you guys have any questions, or if you need a more detailed kind of explanation on how this thing works, but I think it's pretty straightforward. You just need to make sure that everything fires in order on this guy. The piston needs to fire first before your redstone mana spreader. So just remember on this one that it's got to be at 1 or 2 ticks, and this one has to be all the way out, just depending on how many repeaters you use on your own build there. And with the red string containers, you do not need to worry about blocks being in the way. They still work. It'll pass right through those blocks. So you don't need to leave holes open to do that. See what I mean? It just goes straight through there. I can even cover this up if I wanted to, which I may do later. But I think this is pretty successful. This thing is going to take care of itself. The only thing that you need, and it doesn't take a lot of mana for the mana spreaders. What will take a lot of mana is your Orchid. That thing will take more than... It takes more than what we have on a single... what am I trying to do? I'm not at that level. It takes more, it takes more than one of these to make it happen. If you just run like one of these with 4 or 5, each of these has 5 of the kick-a-murders on them now, that will not handle the amount of mana that an Orchid takes. So you do need to have some pretty decent mana generation to be able to do the Orchid like this and keep it sustained. But with what we have upstairs right now, it's more than enough to take care of the Orchid and what we use it for. And of course the Sugarcane Farm over there just does not use too much, and it does recycle eventually. So guys, I hope this helped y'all out. If you have any questions or comments, or you need something more specific on this, a more in-depth video, let me know and I will take care of that. Appreciate y'all coming by. Do not forget to hit that like button, guys. It really does move me up on suggested videos. So I appreciate it, and I will see y'all later.